Hi peeps, welcome to my channel. My name is Janet. Today I'll be taking you through a full body yoga practice. It is quite a strong practice today as it will be flowing through in order to warm through the body, and then I'm going to be holding on to the poses for a decent amount of time in order to build up strength, at the same time increase your flexibility and mobility going forward. Now, if you're new to yoga and it's your first or second time trying out a class, don't shy away from this class just because it's got strong in the title. I give options at level 1, level 2 in order to make it doable. And at the same time, you have the option to also just not hold the pose for as long and just take a little bit of rest and meet us on the next move. Now, if you can hold on to the end of the class, that would be amazing, because I will take you through a breathing exercise with focus and then final relaxation. After a strong yoga practice, your body is actually set up perfectly to go into a breathing and focus relaxation stage. Now let's get started.
Hi all. Let's get started in a seated position. You can sit half lotus, 1 foot over the hip, or normal cross-legged. Crown of the head high, roll the shoulders back. Closing the eyes through. Let's take a nice long deep breath in through the nose. Let it travel all the way down into that belly button. And then slowly exhaling out there through the mouth. And again, deep breath in. Exhale out. Now let's start to breathe it in slowly and deeper if you can. Expanding and elongating out that breath. And then slowly breathe it out at the same pace. Keep focusing in on the breathing, and I'll let you know when we move on to that warm-up. So one more round of that breath. And once you're ready, start to open up those eyes. Uncross the legs, coming into your tabletop position. Take a deep breath in to lower the belly into cow pose. Exhale out, start to lift up into your cat stretch. And again, deep breath in, lower. Exhale out, start to roll it up, tuck that chin right in. Let's do that one more time. And hold. Tuck the toes under. Let's hover the knees 1 or 2 centimeters off the mat. Eye gaze forward, lifting the bum up into your downward dog. Hands coming forward a little bit more. And let's start to pedal out the feet. 1 heel down, 1 heel up. Just like you're riding a bicycle. Pressing these heels down and float your body into plank position. Bum in line with your shoulders. Eye gaze forward. Starting to activate your core here. Drop to the knees, untuck the feet, move that body weight down to the floor. Hands towards the chest, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes, halfway lift only, as we're warming up only through that lower back. Drop it down. Inhale, maybe start to rise a little bit higher than before. See how your back is feeling. Then lower it. Inhale, holding halfway. Keep breathing and maybe lift up into your full up dog there. Chin tilted if that's comfortable. Stretching out that lower back and belly button. And lower it down. Press back up here onto the hands and knees, returning to that downward dog. Pressing that chest down to the thighs. Eye gaze forward, taking small little steps until you have the feet between the hands. Chin tucks in, chest towards the thighs. Softening at the knees and start to roll up slowly. Shoulders back, step to the top of the mat, hands into prayer. Come into your flow, stretch back, eye gaze up, stand tall, lean it back, forward fold, hands towards the ground, eye gaze forward, step your left foot back. Now level ones, you can drop that left knee down. Level twos, you can go into that runner pose and have the knee off the ground, a bit more dynamic. Then from here, step it into your plank position as we practiced earlier. Drop to the knees, untuck the feet, elbows locked in as you lower yourself into that baby chaturanga. Scoop up halfway or into your full up dog. Tuck the toes, rise back up into your downward dog. Take your left leg high up into the air. Bend that knee slowly in towards the chest and take your left foot to the inside of that left hand, eye gaze up. Back leg comes in and roll it up, reaching the arms up above the head. Bring it back into prayer. Stretch back. Forward fold. This time taking your right leg back. Option to have the knee down or up. Step it into your plank position. Drop to the knees for level ones. Level twos, you're going to stay into your high plank and do a full chaturanga, elbows locked in as you lower yourself to the ground. Scoop up halfway or lift all the way up into that up dog. Tuck the toes there to your downward dog. This time take your right leg high, bend it in, and let's step it forward to the inside of that right hand. Back leg draws forward, and then we rise, and then we hold, stretch back, forward fold. Taking your left leg back. Good, coming into that plank position, nice and strong. Chaturanga down, scoop forward and up. Tuck the toes there to your downward dog. Take your left leg high up into the air, draw it forward to the inside of that left hand. Back leg comes in, and then we rise. Just a little bit faster. Stretch back. Forward fold. Take your right leg back into your plank position. Chaturanga down. Scoop forward and up. Tuck the toes into your downward dog. Right leg high, step it forward. Back leg draws in, and then we rise. 2 more, stretch back. Forward fold. Take your left leg back to your plank position. Chaturanga down. Scoop forward and up. Tuck the toes into that downward dog. Left leg up and step forward. Back leg draws in and rise. Last time, stretch back. Forward fold. Take your right leg back into your plank position. Chaturanga down. Scoop forward and up. Tuck the toes to that downward dog. Right leg high and draw it in. Back leg comes forward and rise and hold. Nice job. Should be a little bit warmer now as we activate it through the body. Now facing forward. Have your feet about hip width apart. Arms come up to shoulder. Up onto that tippy toe. Into that talasana. Drop the bum 50% of the way down. Tuck your bum in to straighten your back. Your knees will go in front of the toes. As we start to activate your leg muscles, this is a great pose to do to improve circulation through the feet. Almost done. A few more breaths here. Good, and start to release it. shake out the leg. Coming to the top of the mat now. I'm going to do a bit of a balancing sequence. Rise up, forward fold, hands to the ground, legs touching together, knees especially touching. Eye gaze forward. Take your left leg and bend it up towards you. Knee touching. My level ones hold here. Otherwise, your left hand is going to reach back to the ankle of the left. Stay here, or take your right hand onto the right ankle into that balancing pose. You will feel your ankles moving a little bit. Don't freak out. Pop the hands to the ground. Step your left foot back and turn it to 45 degrees. Right hand stays on the ground. Turn to the left as your left hand goes onto the hip. You're going to step your back foot in a little bit and lift it off the ground. Standing leg starts to extend. Back leg lifted past the hip if possible. Now your left hand can stay on the hip, or you can start to reach it up into your half moon, to your balancing pose. Eye gaze to the side, or you can always keep your eye gaze looking down if it helps you with your balance. Good, breathing it through. Top hand comes down. Make sure your hips are square, eye gaze forward. We're going to try to lift up into your warrior three. Hands to prayer. And try to keep it steady. Back leg lifted up. So your leg and shoulder in line. My level twos into your full warrior three with your arm extended up around the ears. You should aim for a horizontal line through the body. Slowly rising up, keeping that leg floating into your tree position. So left foot onto the calf, above the knee, or all the way up to the thigh at the top. Knee pointed to the side, hands into prayer. Eye gaze on something that's not moving. Fingertip position, lift the arms up if you're feeling steady. If you're still wobbling, feel free to bring the hands back to chest or keep it there the whole time. Amazing job. Hands back into prayer position. Taking that left leg and step it back as far as you can on the mat. Dropping that left knee down. And pull back into your hamstring stretch. Toes to the ground if possible. Chest to the thigh. And breathe it through. Come back in, heel toe the foot a little bit over to the right side of your mat. Hands to the inside of the foot. Left leg is relaxed. Level 1, stay on the hands. Level 2, we're going to go a little bit deeper and drop down onto the elbow if you would like to. Level 3, tuck your back toe and maybe also lift the left knee off the ground into your full lizard pose. Otherwise, feel free to keep the knee down there. A little bit of an opening with the right knee to the right side, coming onto the side of the foot if that feels comfortable. Releasing the back knee, slowly come up onto the hands. Turn your whole body to face forward, both feet facing forward. Legs about 1 meter apart. Left hand down, right hand goes up to the roof, pointing, eye gaze to the top. Good. Level 2 is you're moving your left hand towards your right foot or leg. If it doesn't get to the toes, feel free to grab a little bit higher. Top hand wraps behind the back. And level 3, see if you can get your left elbow to touch the ground. This is just giving you a deeper stretch through the hamstrings. But try to keep your both legs nice and even and not shifting to one side. Hands back into the middle. Right hand down, left arm up. Eye gaze following your top thumb there. Hands wrapped behind the back. And then your right hand goes towards the left foot or leg, or stay with the hand in the middle. Level 3s, we're dropping that elbow to the ground and just going for a deeper stretch in the back of the legs and lower back. Slowly release, come back into the middle. Level 1s, your hands will stay on the ground. Level 2s, you're going to take the right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the left ankle, tuck the chin in and come forward into your inversion, forward fold. Top of the head may touch the ground. No stress if it doesn't. Just trying to get some blood flow into the top of the head and face. Helps you to relax as well. Hands back into the middle. Make sure you look forward a little bit first so you don't get that dizzy feel. And then start to turn your body to the left-hand side. Good. Both legs side by side, legs locked in together. This time your right leg will lift, knees touching. Option to have the right hand come to the right ankle. Left hand can stay on the ground, or feel free to pop it onto the ankle on the left side. Challenging that balance, eye gaze slightly forward. When you're ready, pop the hands down, step your right foot back, turn it a little bit onto the side. Your left hand will stay on the ground as you're balancing on the left leg, right hand onto the hip. Lean into your front leg and lift your back leg, float it off the ground. Standing legs start to straighten, back leg lift up to hip level. And then level 2s, your top arm is straightening into your full half moon. Eye gaze to the side. Of course, challenge is to turn your eye gaze to the hand if you wish to. Top hand comes down. Make sure your hips are square. And then slowly start to lift the hands into prayer position, just to the chest. Back leg is still high up to about hip level, so you look like a nice horizontal line. Level 2, start to extend the arms all the way forward into your full warrior 3. Start to float up, hands come into prayer. Your right leg comes into tree, low onto the calf, above the knee or all the way into your upper thighs. Let the right knee push out. Find something that's still to focus on. Keep the hands into prayer, otherwise make the finger position and lift the arms up, hugging your ears in with the biceps. Hands back into prayer position. We're going to start to extend the right leg back. Pop the hands down. Drop the right knee. Inhale here. Exhale, push the hips back. Just lengthen your hamstrings. Chest down to the thighs. Nose to the knees for my people that are quite flexible. Inhale back in. Knees bent. Heel toe the foot over to the left hand side. Both hands to the inside, right knee back a little bit. Remember my level 1s, you can stay up on the hands today and keep pushing that hip down. Level 2, we're dropping down onto the elbows for a little bit more depth, into the front hip especially. And then level 3s, tuck your back toe, lift the knee off the ground behind you. And then see if you can get your left knee to swivel open a little bit to the left side, rotating out through that hip. Gently drop the knees down, come up onto the hands. Turn the body forward, just like before. And then we're just moving our body now back over to the right hand side. Both feet facing forward, back leg up. We're going to start to go into our standing poses. Sweeping the hands behind you, that is your arrow pose. If it gets too much, feel free to drop the hands down. Otherwise, level 2s, take the arms up around the ears. Chest is lightly sitting on the thigh. We're going to start to activate your front leg there. Back heel pressing into the ground. Hands to the ground. Turn your back foot to 45 degrees. Front heel, back heel aligned. Right hand stays on the ground. Left arm goes all the way up towards the roof there. Take that arm to 45 degrees next to your ear, just beside the head, and your eye gaze will look upwards to the roof. This is your half triangle pose. The hand on the ground, remember, is just a light touch. Rotating it back. Level 1s, your left hand is to the inside of the foot. Level 2s, we're going to move that hand to the outside of the foot, and then your right hand will go up. You're turning your body in the opposite direction. Top arm again goes to 45 degrees next to your ear. So it's similar to the half triangle. We're just reversing the torso, but the legs pretty much stay the same. Hand on the outside of the foot gives your body a bit more rotation through. Come back into the middle. And then open up with a bit of balance into your warrior 2 positioning. So 90-degree bend into the front leg, arms out nice and straight, in line with your shoulders. Eye gaze forward, focusing on that middle finger. Start to straighten the legs, reach forward, windmill down into your triangle position. Hand can be floating on top of the leg, or it's dropping all the way to the floor. Top hand up, hips tucked in, legs as straight as you can get it. Rotate it down, turn your back foot, bend the front knee, drop the knee down, coming into your pigeon. That right foot is coming over to the left hand side. If you're quite flexible in your hips, your foot is a bit more horizontal, but if that feels too much, that right foot is going to be pulled in towards you. Body weight over the leg if you feel comfortable to do so. Try to square off the hip and breathe it through here. Good. Slowly coming back up into the hands, moving it towards you. Tuck your back toe. Bring that right leg back underneath you. Turn your body to the front. This time turn your body to the left side. Back leg will stay straight, heel up, pressing the back leg straight. Chest over the leg at the front, eye gaze up. Sweep the hands into your arrow. We're just repeating the standing pose on this side. My level 2s, taking your arms around the ears, holding it at 45 degree there, adding weight into your front leg. Should feel a little bit more intense. Hands to the ground. Turn your back foot to 45 degrees, front leg at 90, front heel, back heel aligned. Left hand down, right hand up. Take it over to the side of the head at 45 degrees, again looking to the roof. Your arm should be just sitting beside the cheek there, if it's in the right position. And let's reverse it. Level 1s, right hand to the inside of the foot. Level 2s, your left hand goes to the outside, taking your left arm all the way up towards the roof there, and over to 45. Notice how my back foot is still holding at 45 degrees if possible. I'm just trying to increase the mobility of your hips at the same time, and a bit of a twist through the spine. Bring the hands back in, pull that top arm up, and we're moving into that warrior 2. Legs maybe a little bit wide if you need to. Front leg at 90, back leg straight, arms lifted in line with each other. Straighten out the leg, reach forward, push the hips back, rotate it down. Hands just floating on the leg or all the way to the floor. Make sure your pelvis is pushed forward a little bit so that your bum is tucked under. You want to flatten your body against two invisible walls and keep your legs nice and straight. Alignment is important for this one. And soften out the knees, top hand down, turn your back foot, drop the back knee. Left foot coming over to the right hand side, closer towards you if your hips are tight, more horizontal to the mat. Push it out more forward if you can, and lower yourself onto the ground. Definitely need to release out through the hips here from all your leg and standing poses. Great. Starting to come up, hands towards the body again. Back foot tucks, lift the body up. We're coming into a downward dog here. Chest coming down to the thighs. See if you can get your heels flat. We're going to take that right hand to the left foot or leg. Eye gaze underneath their left armpit. If that's too much for you, feel free to keep the hands where you are at downward dog. Otherwise, release. And we're swapping over to the other side. Just adding a little bit of a twist while maintaining your straight legs. Eye gaze underneath the right. Bring it back into your downward dog. We're going to take your right leg straight up high into the air. Bend the knee, bring it in towards your right elbow. Hold your plank. Working on your core stability here. Good. Release that leg back straight. Drop the knee, my level 1's on the opposite side. Level 2, stay up under the toes. We're going into a chaturanga. Chest coming down to where the bend of the elbows are. Holding that stance there, breathing it through, and gently release. Scoop your body halfway or all the way up into that up dog. Counter that body and draw it back into your downward dog. Repeating, left leg up into the air. Bending that knee in to the left elbow. Body is flat like a plank. Holding that tension through the body, drawing that left leg back, hovering into place. Remember, level 1's, you can drop that right knee. Level 2, stay on the toes and drop your body halfway where the bend of the elbows are. And drop both feet, scoop on up into your up dog to release. Getting strong in the arms there over time. Come on down onto the stomach. I'm just shuffling back a little bit so I stay on the mat. We're going to start to work your back muscles. Arm linking to finger position above the head. Straighten out the arms. And then just lift the arms so that they cover the ears. And then start to look up to the hands where the triangle shape is making. Make sure your arms still come high up to the ears. A lot of times the arms will drop a little bit. See if you can think about lengthening. And just lower it down. Hands beside you, palm facing upwards. Shuffle out the hips there, just to release that lower back. Start to think about elongating the legs and bringing them off the ground. Now find legs together a little bit harder to lift. As you notice, my legs went slightly apart and they were higher up into the air. Especially if your lower back has a niggle, I would take the legs a little bit apart. And release it. Good. Shuffle out the hips there. Are we ready to bring the upper body and lower body back in together? So arms extended all the way forward. Start to lift the arms up around the ears. Lift the legs. And then last, to lift the chest and tilt your eye gaze up to the hands, depending how your back and lower back especially is feeling. You do not have to lift the chest. And draw it all the way down. Hands back up to the shoulders. Give it a little bit of shuffle. Push back up. Counteract that bend in your lower back with a child's pose. Feet together, knees together, forehead to the ground. Arm reaching all the way forward. Good. Coming up, we're going to roll that body over and sit on your glutes. Have your legs bent in front of you. Tuck yourself in if you need. Hands go behind the knees. Lean back, tummy muscles pulled in. Balancing on the fleshy part of your bum. Lift the legs into 90 degrees. Now level ones, your hands will go behind the calf. If you're a bit more flexible, your fingertips grip onto the toes, but hold the legs at 90 degrees, arms stretched out, and then extend the right leg up towards the roof there while the other leg holds at 90. Keep breathing, keep holding your stomach muscles in so that you don't do a roly-poly to the back. Release down and swap over to the other side. Right leg is at 90, left leg reach straighter. And drop both legs down. Now together, exhale, straighten both legs, holding your boat pose. Tummy muscles drawn in. Pulling the legs a little bit closer and bending at the elbows if you wish to make it a little bit harder and a bit more of a deeper hamstring stretch. Good. Bring it down. Soles of the feet will touch together. Take your hands, wrap them around the feet, sitting up nice and tall. Use the elbows, push the knees, drop that chest forward. Try to not have the back hunched, but actually flatten your chest towards the feet. And just go to where you feel you can hold the pose. Rising all the way up. Taking your left leg straight, right leg is going to cross over. My level ones, you keep your left leg straight. Level twos, you hook that foot underneath you and sit on the heel. So you're going to take your left elbow in front of the knee, right hand on the ground. Top hand may touch the front knee if you're twisted enough. Right hand behind you, sitting up tall through the spine, and turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Go into your spine twist here, very good for that spine and nervous system to activate through. And just keep that mobility up in your spine over time. Good, slowly release it. Uncross the legs, swap it to the other side, right leg out, left foot crosses, right leg, remember, straight or bent towards you. This time your right elbow goes in front of that left knee. Push that leg in front of your chest. Top hand maybe grabs the front knee. Back hand in the middle, sitting up tall. And start to twist, trying to turn your head over that left shoulder. Make sure you're sitting both hips square to the ground and not lifting on one side in order to get your twist through. Good. Start to turn your head, unwrap the arms, legs coming out straight. We're going to lower ourselves onto the ground for our final inversion, which is our shoulder stand. Option is to have a level one hold, which is lying on the ground, lifting your legs up into the air, tilting the legs slightly towards you, and that's where you may stay. Level two, hands to the lower back. Roll the feet behind you, maybe 45 degrees, or bringing your legs up straighter, pointing the toes towards the roof. Chin tucks into the chest, make sure the neck is nice and pulled out but straight. Feel free to let go of the hands from the lower back if you feel comfortable to do so. Of course, no need, you can always use your hands to support your lower back. Now, if your lower back and spine is okay, you're going to take the feet behind your head into Halasana, or some of you might call it the plow. Hands to the lower back for support if you need to. Otherwise, some of you may actually just bring the hands and link it below the shoulders and hold your plow. Really good stretch for the thyroid, back of the neck. First few times you do this, it may be a little bit uncomfortable as the pull out, especially if your neck is quite tight. So return the hands to the lower back, rise the legs back into shoulder stand. Make sure you move the elbows out of the way and roll gently through the spine. One vertebrae at a time, head will stay planted on the ground. Once the glutes touch the ground, you keep your legs straight, tummy muscles pulled in, and lower. Only once the feet touch the ground, you can relax the muscles. Hands beside you, come up on your elbows. We're going into fish to counteract that plow. Chest up to the highest point, and then just lower your head back. Maybe top of the head will touch to the ground. Don't worry if it doesn't today. As long as you get that counter bend from the plow. Important to open the throat back the other way. And relax the body all the way down. Hugging the knees in towards the chest, arms wrapping around, head and shoulders up, nose tucks into the knees. Helps just to release any lower back niggles. If you can stay with me, we're going to move into a breathing, focus and relaxation part of the class. Especially because you've worked so hard, should we go into a deeper focus here. Legs out into Shavasana. Right hand to the chest, left hand onto the belly button, arms relax, close the eyes. Drawing a nice long deep breath in through the nose. Feel the lungs, feel it all the way down into the belly. Once it's nice and full, start to breathe it out slowly through the mouth and let that chest and torso drop. Now again, deep breath in, rise up all the way into the hands. And then slowly exhaling out there through the mouth. We're going to start to breathe it in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just keep going with your breath at that pace, just a couple more times through. And I'll let you know when we move on to that focus. One more round of that breath at that pace. 4 breaths in, 6 breaths out. And once you're done, you can start to relax the hands beside you, palm facing upwards, and let the body sink and return the breath to a natural pattern. While your eyes are still closed, see if you can roll the eyes upwards to your forehead, to that third eye. Make sure there's no frown between the eyebrows. And just imagine there the number 200 written across that forehead. You're going to slowly count backwards towards 1. No rush though. If you start to get yourself distracted by thoughts or maybe some external noises, just bring that count back up to 200 and you can just start again. So starting now just to release that gaze from that forehead and just bring it back into the natural position. And just feel your body releasing through the muscles, sinking down further into the mat, getting heavier with each breath, fingertips nicely curling towards your hands, and just feet falling to either side of your body. Starting now just to bring a little bit of awareness and movement back into that body. I'll get you to start to move the fingers in and out. Start to wiggle out the toes, lifting the hands above the head, stretching out nice and long through the torso, pointing the toes and flexing them towards you and away from you, just to move through the back of the legs. Start to bend the knees in towards you. Arm comes down to wrap around the shin. Give that body a little bit of rock side to side there. And then once you're ready, just rolling to the side, left or right, whatever's easiest. Pushing a hand into the ground. If you can keep your eyes closed, come up back into your seated position. And then just drawing the hands back into prayer just above the heart. Take a nice long deep breath in through the nose there. And sigh it all out. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. Once you're ready, dropping the head a little. Namaste, guys. Hope you're feeling nice and relaxed. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.